everybody. Welcome back to the Hit.Or.Die podcast with your hosts Jake Saldati and Chad Rothford here on this glorious
Friday edition.
Friday before Thanksgiving break.
We took a little bit. It's been almost 2 weeks now since we've been on here, but we're trying to wait for all the awards to get out: Gold Gloves, MVP, all that stuff. But if you're watching, please hit subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're listening, go ahead and give us a little rating there. You can also follow us on Twitter at Hit.Or.Die Podcast, on Instagram at Hit.Or.Die, and in TikTok at Hit.Or.Die. Chad, the youth soccer season is officially over.
Yep.
Ours was over a little before yours. How did your team finish up?
They had fun.
Yeah.
They had fun, and they most likely will play next year. That's all I care about. I honestly, and I know it's probably hard to believe, I don't even know what our record was. I know we didn't go undefeated like some of you out there that like to post that your kids went undefeated at 7 and 8 years old. Like it really fucking matters.
It's not happening, is it? Is that really happening?
Yes. Yeah. I got an argument with somebody yesterday. It wasn't really an argument. She was just like, oh, we have the championship coming up. I'm like, the championship, huh? She's like, yeah, the championship. We played 2 games on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. I was like, that's already too many games in a weekend. 3 for these kids. I mean, these kids are tired after games, you know?
How long were your guys' games? We
had 4 10-minute quarters.
Okay.
With a little bit of break in between quarters and like a 5 or 10 minute break in between the half. But my kids played every quarter. So I had a stopwatch. I was subbing in every 5 minutes. So everybody played each quarter. So,
and it's
25,
no goalie, right?
No goalie, which, next year or under 10s goes goalie in our league. But yeah, they're like, yo, we have playoffs and stuff. I'm like, playoffs? What the fuck are you talking about? It's fucking, it's soccer, like little kids soccer. Like,
ours was the same way. Ours has a goalie though. And it's 2 halves, like 20 or just over 20-minute halves, 45-minute game.
Yeah.
Which they go pretty run down. They get worn out. But we do have a goal. I think it's like 7-on-7 in a goalie. Is it soccer if there's no goalie?
I mean, I would rather have a goalie. I think that'd be cool.
Times have changed, bro, because like you can't do headbutting, like you can't headbutt the ball or use your head, headers. It was just different. I haven't been around soccer in quite some time. Yeah. Although I have been watching soccer lately.
Yeah.
World Cup kicks off this week, and this will be out Monday, so it's already started.
Yeah.
But I've been watching, like, Prime has All or Nothing with Arsenal, the Premier League. And, dude, it's really good. I'm enjoying it. I'm hoping there's more I can go back and watch from I think it's from 21 season. And then last week I watched a Premier League game early on a Saturday morning before some college football, and I was like, I don't know why I haven't been into this sooner. So I will probably be following a little bit of the World Cup.
Yeah, I enjoy soccer. I mean, it's a physical sport too. Like our last game, we played like a 2nd grade class, and we're like 1st graders in kindergarten. And I told them, and they were big too, the other team. And I told my guys before the game, I said, hey, this is a physical sport. I was like, don't be scared of these guys because they're big. You guys could get in there and body them up a little bit and don't hit them, but like use your body, get in there. Don't, and they did, man. Like they did.
Getting physical with it.
Yeah, and then we lost the game, which whatever, I didn't care. But the fact is that they weren't scared of them, and they had fun, and that's all that mattered, is having fun. And I'm gonna probably watch the World Cup too, because I mean, the United States are in it, even though I'm not thrilled on what they're doing with their logo. But
I didn't see it. I mean, I've seen some of the apparel that's for sale because I saw one of the hats.
The apparel
I kind of
that's
like
for
the
sale
hat.
is the normal stuff, but on their logos, I guess they're going with the rainbow colors.
I haven't seen it.
Their logo instead of the red, white, and blue.
Interesting. It's first I've heard of that. I didn't know.
And I'm not anybody that's against, that community or whatever, but you're playing for
Is that
America.
what it's for?
I think so. That's what I read.
Okay.
So
I hadn't heard that. I haven't seen that. No, it's just not traditional, I guess.
Well, no, you're representing America right now. You're not representing one certain community. That's just how I took it.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that. I'll have to go check that out. But yeah, the World Cup underway. This will be out. I think Monday.
Yeah,
so
probably Monday.
The other thing, and we don't have to get deep into this because you will be coming on
Maybe
another podcast. No, you need to.
Well, I mean, if those guys would figure out their damn schedules to align with mine, figure it out. I can't go at 8:00 at night when you guys normally go.
We will make it an afternoon for you. You hit me up on a segment that we did though regarding Tua from Watch Your Lips, and my good friend on there, Jeff, is a Dolphins fan, and the question I tell him every time, and listen, I thought it was a fair question. Was that Tua belongs in the MVP conversation at the moment? So every time we get into that part of it, it's in the moment, as where we're at now, not assuming down the road or what's happened, but as of week 10 or 11, is Tua belong in that conversation talk of an MVP? And I said yes. You seem to waver.
Oh, no.
Now, we don't have to go fully into it because I do want it. When you come on and we mash it up with
there's a
with
person
the guys,
on his team that's better than him offensively.
But so position players aren't typically MVPs in the NFL.
Well, when you're on pace to
not
break
saying
the
you're
record,
wrong,
on pace to break the receiving record set in a single season. Not saying he's going to get there, and also would Tua be doing what he's doing without that guy? But Mahomes is doing it without him.
But he did it with him as well, but
he's doing it without him.
He has other weapons in Kansas City.
But he utilizes other weapons.
So you're saying no. Your answer is no, he doesn't belong.
No shot.
No shot.
No shot.
Very interesting. Because I disagree.
Well, he's ranked 11th in passing yards in the league. I know he's missed 2 games, but hey, you missed 2 games. That's your fault.
So as of week 11,
as of his numbers aren't as good.
3 turnovers.
Yeah.
To what? 17, 18 touchdowns. We'll see. We'll see where it plays out. You're allowed.
Hey, he ain't winning the MVP, so Watch Your Lips can talk about it all you want. I mean, I got Dan Marino coming back and doing better than Tua right now.
Who would you take over Tua?
Anybody.
Those are fighting words.
Not anybody, but
those are fighting words.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Stick around for
I'm just saying, you finally give him a weapon, and like
Waddle's good.
But
Mostert's been good.
Didn't do it with those guys.
He's won.
You get Tyreek in there. The game.
I think he's won 7 of his last start.
That's cool.
So I'm just saying, you got to give credit where credit is due.
I mean, he's a proven winner. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's funny too because I thought Jalen Hurts was a better quarterback than him, even though Tua started at Alabama, and he won. That's cool. I mean, Alabama could probably beat the Dolphins, right? I mean,
get the fuck out of here. Oh, I can't wait. Stay tuned for that episode of Watch Your Lips when Hit.Or.Die mashes it up. That's gonna be fun, bro. Oh my god, I can't wait for that shit.
I mean, I'd take Aaron Rodgers over Tua. Sorry about it.
Right now,
you switch them. Dolphins are undefeated. Aaron Rodgers is leading the MVP. You switch those two. Rodgers has no weapons, man. Like, they expect him. Oh, look what happens when he doesn't have Devontae. Yeah. Yeah, look what happens when he doesn't have any weapons.
Oh, that's where we'll ignite it right there. I love that.
Give Rodgers some weapons. Mahomes has weapons.
So do you
Josh Allen has weapons.
So you're saying you think that is Tua worse on the Packers right now than Aaron Rodgers would be?
They're probably the same. Maybe. I mean, look what he did with. Has he been a good quarterback with the Dolphins his whole career?
It's been a short-lived career,
but has he?
Not a small sample size. Yeah, he's been all right.
No. No.
They had a strong finish to last season. They had some shit go down with ownership and their coach.
Quarterback. The day Aaron Rodgers put his dick down on the field once Brett Favre was gone, he was his MVP candidate, and he's a Hall of Famer.
I agree with that.
I got to see that full play when he was at Butte College against Fresno City.
I agree with that he's a Hall of Famer. That we'll get into it. We're gonna. It's a little
now,
teaser.
Has he maybe lost a step or two? Maybe,
But you're taking Aaron Rodgers over Tua.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if Jeff.
No, of course not, because he's gonna go to bat for his guy right now. It's like,
it's gonna be good. I do want to talk about football in a different fashion though. Before we get into MLB awards and some free agency stuff, I was thinking about this watching the soccer game last week, and then watching the football game. One of the football coaches, I don't even remember what game it was just annihilating the ref, side. I mean, like just going ballistic, losing his shit. Another one was throwing his headset, and like these football coaches go ape on these refs.
Yeah, and nothing happens.
But in baseball, you get tossed
with a quickness.
How come that's not happening in football?
I mean, you don't even see penalties, really. Because normally they get a 15-yard penalty for being a jackass on the sideline. But I mean, they're mother effing them. They're you can read their lips.
You can
see what they're saying, and they're letting them have it, and they're cussing at them down the sideline, yards away too. Not like they're just in their ear.
They're out on the field.
I mean, they're mother effing them and everything, and they're college, on the field. Yeah. I mean, just imagine if a coach stepped on the field, like across the lines, to yell at you, and then come back to go in the dugout. Like, see ya. Like, I get it, man. It's
the NFL refs thicker skinned
100%
than the MLB or just umpires.
100%.
Well, I just maybe Major League Baseball or maybe umpires should take that.
But you see it at every level here with umpires, and I'm going to get some heat for this right now. They have egos. Umpires have egos. I don't care who you are, how long you've been doing this, you have an ego. There's almost like you want some part of the game to revolve around you.
Yeah,
a very high percentage.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think,
and I don't in the football you don't see that.
I also think that football happens so much faster from play to play to play that the refs are kind of in one ear, out the other.
Yeah, they have to move on.
But baseball,
they don't have time, and it's quiet. For the most part,
baseball's a pitch by pitch kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like football's play by play.
Yeah, but. There's so much going on.
If a baseball coach had one outburst like these football coaches have on just a single drive, I mean, they have multiple just on one possession.
Yeah,
you wouldn't have any coaches.
No,
on the dugout.
No, they'd be fined. They'd be.
Yeah, I just think it's funny that the standard is so different from football to baseball. Why is it so acceptable?
Look at the players too. You can see the players get away with a lot too in football.
Like we pimp home runs, but we love to see, people don't like to see the pimping of a home run, but we see the celebrations of touchdowns, of interceptions, of long runs.
Everybody come down to this side of the dugout or this side of the end zone. Let's do a little,
So you're consistent in that you don't like pimped home runs and you don't like seeing the excessive celebrations at times. Some aren't.
Just do it there. Just do it right when you get it, right when you get the touchdown.
Because they're virtually the same thing, right? It's you pimp a home run and you score a touchdown and you
celebrate.
Yeah,
but when you start having these slappies freaking intercept a ball or get a fumble, like they just fell on the ball, right? They didn't even create the fumble. And then it gets freaking hit around or whatever, and this guy happens to fall on it. He picks it up, acts like he was fucking the guy that did everything, runs to the end zone to do a celebration. It's like, come on, bro. Like, yeah, that's just annoying. That's like hitting a home run, but the runner on third celebrates for you.
I just noticed that. I thought it was funny that the refs just take a beating.
Yeah.
Like they was like, I'm thinking about getting into umpiring because this is rough. The other thing I don't understand is why the rules are different. Why is college football so different from the NFL? There's a 2-minute warning in the NFL. There's not in college. The clock stops after first downs in college, but not in the NFL. The reviews happen from the booth after 2 minutes in the NFL, not in college. The college, you can challenge any play. They're all scoring plays are reviewed. Because in that Buffalo game, there was a catch which was a fantastic game last week with Vikings in Buffalo. But there was a play from McKenzie that was an incomplete pass that should have been reviewed, but it couldn't be because the booth didn't get to it fast enough.
Yeah.
The overtime rules are different in the NFL.
They suck.
To the college game, which I think the NFL rules suck. But I don't understand why it's so different. Like in soccer, that's another one. I brought this up to you. Why does soccer have stoppage time at the end? Why when the ball just goes out of bounds, just stop the fucking clock? They do it in football. Yeah. In American football, the clock stops. There's an operator just hitting the clock.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have any. I asked one of my buddies at work actually. That's
traditional, maybe just. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. Just interesting.
I hate the rule in college where the hitting one, the one targeting. I can't stand guys getting thrown out of games.
Okay.
Like penalties, fine. Give them a penalty.
I've seen a number of especially on quarterbacks, where they go down with the defender. So it's not that the defender's launching or initiating the helmet to helmet. It's that he's getting low.
But the guy's going to where he was, not where he is when he gets hit.
I don't know. I don't know about.
I mean,
they're trying to prevent it from happening.
Yeah, but kicking a guy out of the game isn't
the players.
But that's not preventing it from happening.
Because not all of them are intentional hits.
Exactly.
I would say most of them probably aren't intentional. Nobody's trying to get thrown out of football games.
Exactly. And a lot of times you're running full speed to hit somebody. You're not going to where they're gonna be. You're going to where you see them right now. And that's where it's and it's a split second. And I just feel like throwing a guy out, especially in college, it's ridiculous. Because you throw him out of the first half or the second half, they got to sit that and the next half of the next game. They have to sit out a legit full game.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's terrible for these guys that are.
Well, what's the point of a half, too? I mean, I get it.
Why can't you just throw them out that game or something?
Yeah.
Don't worry about the next one, whether it's the last play of the game or the first.
Or you sit the rest of that quarter.
Or I honestly just don't throw them out.
Yeah.
Just penalize them.
Yeah.
Or make it fucking.
Here's your yellow card.
Well, if you get two of those, you get
a red. Yeah, there you go. Right.
I guess.
I don't get the rules. Why the rules are different? I just don't. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't know.
When's college going to get a 2-minute warning?
Never.
I kind of like that the clock runs also in the NFL. It doesn't stop after every first down.
Yeah, it makes it
I'm just saying you'd want to be as close to the NFL game and rules as you'd want to be, right? Like college baseball, the rules aren't too much different than Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a pitch clock. There's, the substitution stuff is the same.
There's replays now.
So why is football not, college basketball's pretty much the same as NBA. I don't know. I'm not so into basketball, but I can imagine that the rules are not that so far different.
In basketball, they play two halves. In the
NBA, they play four quarters. I get you. Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
Because in high school, you play 4 quarters.
Yeah, why? Why is it different? Why would you change
it in high school or college?
Why is it different? Yeah, that's another good one. Huh. It's a bunch of head scratchers. We love our sports, right? But I just never understand why the rules are what they are.
Well, it's like the English language. Why is it so difficult to learn?
Yeah, why are there letters where they shouldn't be?
Yes. I don't get it. Reading, with your kids and stuff, you're just they're sounding out words and you're like, this fucking word shouldn't even
There's
fucking be spelled this way.
There's a guy on TikTok. It's hilarious. He just talk because he's like, I hate words. I hate the English language. And
Oh, yeah.
he struggles with it. And he just picks up every other day like random words that we either change or just get rid of.
Yeah.
Because there's letters. But one was like, I think it was high, right? High is HIGH, right? But height has an E in it. It's like, well, what? It sounds the same. Why is there an E there? And he just does random shit like that. And I've seen a bunch of videos on
yeah, there's words with
or,
letters in it that are silent. And then it's like,
why is the T in tsunami?
But it's like, but then they're not silent in other words. Like, I don't know.
Listen, we're not educators here, so go ahead and make fun of us for it, I guess. But
Good luck teaching our kids to read, to talk the English language.
I thought it was interesting to bring up the differences in the sports, the refs, the rules, all that stuff. I mean, if there's other sports out there, let us have it. I want to know more of the just stupid rule differences and maybe an amateur sport versus a professional sport. I just think that's pretty funny that we do things differently across the board for no reason.
Yeah.
Hey, getting into the baseball stuff, okay? Wrapping up the season officially, you had all the awards announcements, Gold Gloves handed out. Let's start there, because you made some comments about some guys that you felt like were deserving of Gold Gloves that didn't get Gold Gloves.
Well, it was on Pena, right? Pena won a Gold Glove for the Astros, and I was looking over, somebody posted like field percentage, and he was like 7th
in fielding percentage
in the league. And like Carlos Correa was like ranked number 1. And then some of these other stats that I was looking at today, like Simeon was ranked better at second base than the guy that won it at second base, which I think, who was the AL second baseman? Was it Altuve?
The guy from the Guardians.
Oh, that's right.
Jimenez,
yeah. So, I mean, I don't know what they're basing everything off of, or because to me, I would think like fielding percentage. I mean, you're getting a Gold Glove for your defense. I would feel like fielding percentage.
It's strictly defense. I mean, it's. I would assume that's a big factor in who you award a Gold Glove to is fielding percentage.
I just don't know what other stats go into it.
I mean, Trevino was pretty good. You questioned that one a little bit, but I thought he was good.
Yeah, he was good, but I was looking at Maldonado was higher on almost every category defensively than Trevino. So that's why it was a head scratcher to me.
Well, so when you say that, like, what are the metrics that they're looking at to vote on this? Trevino was the starter at the All-Star game too. Like, does that maybe resonate in people's brains? Oh yeah, he was this.
Maldonado just won a World Series.
I'm just saying. I'm sure the voting took place before the playoffs started, though.
That's another thing. Why did they come out so late?
Maybe they didn't. I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know what the metrics I don't know what they used to vote on that. Was everything pretty much copacetic for you there? Like,
I don't know.
Do you even care?
I didn't get into it deep. No, I don't care anymore because I feel like it doesn't even matter. Like the Silver Slugger, like shouldn't it be the guy at that position with the best batting average?
So who got a Silver Slugger that you didn't? I want to. You mentioned this, but I don't know who you were talking about.
What are all those? Are those
these right here? This is Silver Sluggers right here. Because I remember arguing about Jeff McNeil, but he got it for second base. Because the debate was the people were upset that the last day of the season he didn't play, and Freddie Freeman went 3 for 4 or whatever, and was 1 point shy. But Freddie Freeman's a first baseman.
Yeah,
and McNeil got it for. I don't know what the argument there, or was that the batting title? That's the batting title.
That was the batting title.
That's what that was. It wasn't Silver Slugger. No. So I'm wrong there.
But even then, Freeman hit better than Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt just had better.
Did he?
Average wise?
Yeah. I don't know. I thought. Now you're gonna make me look.
I thought Freeman ended second to McNeil, batting average, National League. Did he not? Yeah, McNeil. Paul Goldschmidt was third. McNeil 326, Freeman 325.
Yeah, but for first base.
Yeah, so first base, Freddie Freeman hit 325. Goldschmidt hit 317.
Jeff McNeil won it as a second baseman.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about Goldschmidt winning
I got you.
as a
First baseman.
Like, why wouldn't Freeman get the Silver Slugger?
I don't know what it's based on.
That's what I'm saying. That, like, should it not be based on the guy that had the best batting average at that position as a Silver Slugger? Like, that's your batting average equals hitting. You're a hitter. You're a hitter. The higher batting average you are, the better hitter you are.
Silver Slugger Award, which are voted on by MLB managers and coaches, that are given to the top offensive player at each position.
So it's offense as a whole.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then
voted on by the managers and the coaches.
Then I don't know what to tell you. I guess
I'm not saying.
I guess I can't argue this.
I mean, the MVP won the Silver Slugger. I'm not saying that's a bad choice.
No. I'm not either. I just thought a Silver Slugger was for the best hitter at that position. And to me, the best batting average means you're the best hitter. Now, are you the best all-around hitter? Maybe not. I don't know, but I feel like that's another reason why batting average it's getting out of the game. It's not important anymore because we're not making it important.
What does batting average tell you for the people out there listening or watching?
For me, it tells me that you can hit. I just feel like if you have a high batting average, you hit, you get on base, you are doing more for your team than having a low on base percent or low batting average. I mean, because these guys with high batting averages have good on base percentages.
Well, yeah, it means you're getting on base.
Yeah, and they go down the lower it goes. It's not like
I bet you their strikeout totals are lower than most too.
Yeah, but I'm looking at it. It's not like a guy batting 260 is going to have these on base percentages are getting lower and lower as the batting averages go down. So you can't tell me you're getting on base more and hitting less. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, they go hand in hand.
Yes, exactly. So that's why I feel how important it is that batting average is a thing.
I mean, the old argument is,
I feel like it used to be.
And it's true. Well, I think it is important. I agree with you, but I also, I've heard it said for many years now that, it's not the end all be all. I don't know how I feel about that. I do agree with you could have an 0 for 4 with 4 line drives.
Yeah, but you can have a 4 for 4 with 4 duck farts that
Yes.
should be outs. Like, that's why baseball is so beautiful that they take away from each other. We've all done it. If you've played this game long enough, you have seen it yourself. You have gone 0 for 4, 0 for 3 with 3 line drives that are outs, and you're like, man, those should have been his. And then you've also been ass out, end of the bat.
Well, how many games are you going 0 for 4 with 4 line drives?
Not a lot.
And then look at the batting average when it's all said and done and said, you're still going to, you don't stop hitting after an 0 for 4.
Exactly.
The average will stay the same or go up or close to where you want it to be. If you have an 0 for 4 with 4 line drives, but yet finish hitting 205,
you're going to say, he had 100 hard line drives.
You had probably one game where you went 0 for 4 with 4 line drives.
Yeah, it's like, that's why I hate that term. And I really feel like people that say that, my opinion, gotta say that.
Well, because I don't. I do think that is true, that you're going to have those 0 for 4s with four well hit ball, well struck balls right at guys or whatever. You may have a couple games like that where it's going to reflect
but you're
negatively.
Not gonna have a whole season.
That's what I'm saying. That's my counter to it, though, is that if you are a good hitter, that whole season's not going to go that way.
Exactly.
So, yes, while those games where you hit the ball well but don't get rewarded for it will affect the number, ultimately in a long season, I don't think it's going to affect it that much to where it shows a difference of whether you can hit or can't hit.
Not when you're getting 500 to 700 plate appearances.
Yes.
Now in a high school game, maybe. Man, that guy crushed the ball, but he batted 210. I still don't believe it, actually, with that. I still don't know. There's no fucking way. Now, if they bat 350 to 400, I don't know. I can't do that. I can't do it. You're either a good hitter or you're not. I'm sorry. I've seen too many good hitters in high school be good hitters and bat over 500, bat close to 600, bat well over 400. I've seen it. And those guys just hit. And I've seen guys that think they're good hitters. They bat 310, 320, and they think it's good. Or they bat 240. You bat 240 in high school, it's not going to play at the next level.
Well, it's not going to get any easier. Not to say that, listen, baseball is just not an easy game, period.
No.
But the talent only gets better the further you go.
You would think.
I mean, it does. You can attest to that.
Yes, I know.
Players get better, stronger, faster. So, yeah, in high school, that's a pretty good gauge to know whether an indication whether this kid can actually hit or not. I agree with that. Staying along with the MLB, AL managers, Terry Francona of the Cleveland Guardians in the AL, Buck Showalter of the Mets in the National League, which, Tito found a way with a young team, one of the lowest payrolls in baseball, to make to the postseason.
Yep.
And decided he wants to stay there. So, congrats to those guys. Both really good managers. The Mets spent a little more money and ran into a hot team in the Padres. So,
but Buck's a winner.
He is a winner. Yet to win a World Series. He's
another one. He's that next one.
He's that Dusty Baker type story who's done a lot for the game, been around the game, had a lot of success in the game as far as wins go, but not that World Series crown yet. But it looks like the Mets are looking to get there and get that done, which interesting.
Did they re-sign DeGrom?
I mean, he turned down his option for $30.5 million to test the market.
After seeing the Rizzo thing, are they really testing the market, or are they just saying I want more years with this team?
I don't know. I don't know what each guy prefers. Is it years? Do you want years? Do you want more money?
I want at least 10 years in the bigs, so I can never work again the rest of my life. I want that pension. So I think years are more important than money late in your career. And he's still dominant. It's not like he's not dominant.
No, yeah. Your rookie of the years, NL, saw Mr. Harris Jr. of the Atlanta Braves. Were you kind of surprised to see that?
I thought Strider was...
That's who I had in my original, when we talked about it a few weeks ago. That's where I was at with it. And
Michael Harris did good.
He had a great season.
Arguably 2020, whatever.
But 20, I think 19 home runs, 20 bags.
But Strider was just dominant.
I think he hit
year.
like 297. Had a great season. And Strider was outstanding. It goes either way. Both Braves, so I'm happy for...
Yeah. Sure you are.
Either way it went. In the AL, you saw Julio Rodriguez. I think that was kind of unanimous. Nothing to question about there.
No.
Seattle's already making moves this offseason. A couple trades going down. And then your Cy Youngs. And I had Alcantara in the NL. I wasn't sure if it was Sandy was going to get it, but he was awarded the NL Cy Young. Unanimous. I mean, by far the most innings pitched.
Yes.
On a team that wasn't that great. Still won a lot of games. And it's funny. I heard him on MLB Network or MLB Radio yesterday was talking about his mindset for every start is to finish the game. Like, I don't want to be pulled out of games. I want to get to in the eighth inning, I want to finish.
Yeah.
Like, that's what he is. Every start is preparing for a CG. And I don't know, maybe most guys are of that mindset, but I know a lot of organizations aren't. Most aren't. And we need 5 or 6 and then you're done for the night. And I just liked hearing him say that. It was
maybe what helped him too is that they didn't have a good enough bullpen. They needed him to
They
go
knew
that
his
long.
start could stretch, yeah.
Yeah. Or he'd save the bullpen.
It's funny too, because you think depending on your pitching staff, like the Dodgers are one where I think like you got some good arms, like to save your bullpen. This guy's got another start in 5 days. Instead of 5, can we stretch 6?
Yeah.
Can we stretch 7? Pitch count's good. Can we save some bullpen arms tonight? And I'm sure most managers maybe would like to. I don't know how many front offices care about that. But when you see some bullpens gas down the stretch, how much during the season can you save some arms by just letting your guys go a little bit?
Yeah.
Stretch a guy out. I'm sure a lot of them have that mindset of, I don't want to come out. That's just not the way they call those games.
Yeah.
That's not their script. Justin Verlander in the American League.
Well, I thought Urias was going to win, by the way.
In the National League.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good argument. It's a fair argument.
More wins, low ERA. Not as many innings, and he was on a
winner,
the best team in the National League.
He had a great season. You can't argue that. Which is why I didn't know if Alcantara was going to get it. But
I think 228 innings is very impressive in this.
And to pitch how he pitched, I mean, his ERA was low. Still had a fantastic. I mean, both guys deserving. It is what it is. This is how they voted. Again, Verlander unanimous in the American League Cy Young at 39. He's also on the fence, or he's out there in free agency looking for a new home. And
looking for years.
But I mean, is that a risk? I mean,
39
with
after Tommy John wins the Cy Young. No, he's got a brand new elbow.
He's pitching. What did you say? He's 23 again.
I mean, go look at it. He's dominant.
But you also have heard him say he doesn't want to be a Yankee.
He'll be back in Houston. He wants years. He wants to. I just can't see him. Where would you want to go?
Don't know. But I felt like he was. I think that unanimous was. I mean,
it was well deserved.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cease was second in voting.
Who was the third guy?
I don't even remember. I think Ohtani was fourth, though, right? I forget who.
Why
it was.
You don't even need to bring up Ohtani. He had no pitching stats. He led in one category.
Ks per 9, but he pitched better. What do you mean he had no pitching stats? You mean he led in no pitching stats?
No, he barely qualified to qualify.
He pitched 30 or 40 more innings this year than he did last year. He had 5 or 6 more wins this year than he did last year.
Cool, man. Cool.
He pitched better this year than he did last year. Those are facts.
Yeah.
That's not an opinion.
But he's not a Cy Young candidate.
I think he was.
He shouldn't have been. I mean,
oh my! Why do you say he shouldn't have been? Why do you think that?
He led
Pull up his numbers.
What
Ks per 9, which were impressive.
It was 11 point something. Cool.
But his ERA was good. 15 wins, I think.
I don't know. What am I looking at here? I'll go wins. Oh, Kyle Wright. Was he the second guy? The third guy in the National League?
He could have been. I don't remember.
21 wins. 188 innings.
We'd have to look up the voting.
Wait, what? Did he have 21 wins?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Holy shit is right.
Ohtani was 12th in wins. 43rd in innings pitched. Get out of here. I don't even need to put anything else up. I could care less. Sixth in ERA. Cool. He's not a Cy Young candidate. You only get 3 finalists.
So
the dude does it all. He couldn't even win MVP.
Such an asshole, dude. Getting into your MVPs, the National League finalists were Manny Machado, Paul Goldschmidt, and Nolan Arenado. And Goldie, who, I think we both thought was going to get that. I actually thought Freeman was close. I didn't know. I thought he'd been a finalist, but I don't know how Manny finished up. So, but Goldie getting it. I feel like that was kind of a no-brainer. I think both were no-brainers, honestly, for me. And the AL, everybody's been waiting to see this. That's been the talk. We've gone back and forth. People on social media have been telling everybody in the world who it should be. It's going to be Ohtani. It's just most of the stuff I've seen was in support of Ohtani over Judge. And ultimately, when you see Giancarlo Stanton be the one to announce it, you kind of know who it is. There's no way you're asking that guy to announce it not for his teammate.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's...
Like, the minute I heard them saying he's going to be the announcer, I'm like, okay, it's Judge. Good.
It's just hard to give it to the 38th best hitter in the league.
But what were Judge's... Go.
I mean, come on, bro.
I'm okay.
That's my argument. Like, yes, did he hit better than last year? Does he do multiple? Yeah. But the MVP, man, like, let's give it to the 38th best hitter in the league, and let's give it to the 12th best pitcher in the league. That makes total sense.
He didn't win a Silver Slugger. Yordan Alvarez won the Silver Slugger. Judge did win a Silver Slugger award. Judge
was the Hank Aaron Award winner.
A historic season.
But even if Judge hits 50 homers, he's still the MVP. 45 homers, he's still the MVP. I don't care about the 62 home runs. He hit 311, drove in 100.
I guess the argument for me is that if and I don't know if it's fair because these guys are insane.
Yeah.
Like it's,
and I'm not trying to take away what Ohtani does when he does both, right? But the fact of the matter is, now if he was top 5 offensively and in the top 10 or something, it's a different story.
It's no question.
No question. And there wouldn't be an
he'll
argument.
win it every year if he does that.
Exactly. But when he's the 38th best hitter per average, is what I'm saying, not all around, per average, because that's what you do. You hit to get average. Your hits equal average. Then I can't justify that guy being the MVP of the league. And then on top of that, your team's 100 games under 500. And not even close to being a contender. Like, I'm sorry.
How much weight does that carry though for the best player in the game, or in the league?
Okay, if your team's 100 games under 500, you better be the best hitter in the league. You better be top 5 pitcher in the league. I mean, even if he was where he's at pitching wise, right, and he was up there in the top 5 category, batted 300,
no question, he's winning it.
Exactly.
His pitching numbers were good.
And I'm not gonna say they weren't. He was probably top 10 overall pitcher.
But like you see, so there was a clip on MLB Network, and this shit is what drives me nuts. This is what makes me laugh about it.
And it's about how many innings did Judge throw? Those kind of things.
2022 comparison.
Yeah.
Right, and it was about WAR. And I'm sure this was a Brian Kinney post or segment. But the WAR is a point off, 9.6 to 10.6 for Judge. But Judge has led MLB in home runs, RBIs, runs, total bases, OBP, slugging, OPS, and WAR. And Ohtani's got 34 home runs, 519 slugging, and 875 OPS. They showed 3 offensive stats.
Yeah.
They didn't show batting average. They didn't show his runs scored or total bases.
They didn't show on-base percentage.
They showed 3 offensive stats, and the reason why there's no need to is because Judge led in all of them.
Exactly.
He was 3 points shy of batting average for the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
So, show me all his offensive stats. Yeah, they don't want to show that because this guy led them all.
He even led those.
So if he's the MVP, then why wouldn't he be the Cy Young? Because if you're saying because he pitched,
and that's where, and that's what's tough is you have to.
I think
you
it's
either
pretty
have to
unfair.
dominate in one, or absolutely dominate in both. And I don't think he's there dominating both.
I think it's such an unfair expectation to put on the guy.
It is. But we're not putting the expectation on him. All the guys out there saying that he should be MVP is putting the expectation on him. And they're saying he's an unbelievable player.
But we're sitting here saying because you were not the best pitcher and or the best hitter, You're the only one doing both. I mean,
okay, so
it's
let's
hard
just
to
let's just hand it to him because he's the only one
I'm
doing
not.
both.
I disagree with that. What I'm saying is this is. It sounds crazy when you say that, but when you're talking about the best, I don't know, man. He does both good, like really good at a high level.
Really good. Yes, I'll give him that.
I feel like if history wasn't enough to give somebody an MVP, you were going to lose so many baseball people. What's the point?
Yeah. And thank God it wasn't close.
It wasn't. I think he had 2 votes for.
And those guys need to get fired.
You feel like a unanimous
100%.
No doubt. Okay.
311, 62.
And it was nuts. And no errors.
131.
No errors.
16 stolen bases.
He played 2 positions in the outfield and there was 0 errors for the season.
Over 100 walks. On base percentage, 425. OPS over 1,000. How do you argue with that? And they freaking almost made it to the World Series. How do you argue with that?
And
this is the argument. Trout was the best player in baseball. Now, if Ohtani had Trout's offensive numbers, you argue it. Trout was the best hitter, and he was a great defensive player in baseball, where he won MVP, even though the Angels sucked.
Do you think if Ohtani was like a top 3 finalist for the Cy Young, that this would have put him in an MVP? Would have give it to him?
It would have been more of an argument, and I would even say so as well. All right, he's one of the top 3 pitchers, and he's not going to win it over Verlander, but because
that's why people say, well, how many innings did so and so pitch? What were his pitching stats? That's why people say that, because it's
they're dumb.
But that's not. I don't think it's dumb, because it is ridiculous.
Well, you know what the problem is?
That
the
Ohtani
problem
does.
Is they allowed pitchers to win the MVP. That's what the problem is.
Whoa. You don't think the pitchers deserve an MVP?
Their Cy Young is their MVP. The Cy Young is the MVP
For pitchers.
For pitchers. A hitter can't win both, but a pitcher can win both.
I agree with you.
So we need to maybe adjust this. An MVP, maybe it shouldn't be the MVP. Maybe we shouldn't have MVP award.
I think football does offense, MVP, offensive player, defensive player. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like the pitcher can win both, but a hitter can't win both. But then they're like, well, Ohtani could win both. But
he hasn't.
He hasn't, and he won't ever.
Well, I mean, like I said, it's pretty. we're judging him based on how he didn't pitch the best or hit the best, but nobody did both. And most probably can't do both like he does. And I think you would agree with that. And that's where, like, it's hard to argue against him being at least in the running every year, because he does both at a high level. He really does.
I don't mind him being in the running every year, but until he's
this year, I didn't think. I just felt like, Judge, how do you not reward that?
And that's why
without him, what is that team?
That's why there needs to be an offensive award and a pitching award.
Because without Ohtani, the Angels suck. Either way, they suck.
Either way, they suck. It wasn't like he was on a team.
And I love all my Angels. Drew, I love you.
Yeah. Batesall, Ovi.
And happy belated birthday. Yeah. They don't win.
No. And I mean, it's not like he was on a team that barely made the playoffs. And if he wasn't on it, they wouldn't have made the playoffs.
And well, the World Series champ was the AL West. Yeah, they won it by 30 fucking games.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a contest. They slept through half that season.
Literally. I don't know. People probably think I don't like Ohtani. I have no problem.
It seems like you don't.
I know it seems that way. I'm fighting. I'm fighting for us.
Position guys.
Yes. I'm fighting for it because nobody else is fighting for it. That's why I'm not saying nobody else, but I'm saying that's why I hate that they give pitchers the MVP. The Cy Young is their award. The MVP is supposed to be the position player's award. Plus, the pitchers are only playing, they're only in 30 to 32 games a year. If you go 35-0, should you really be MVP?
It's never been done, I don't think.
It's never been done, but I'm saying you only contribute
if you hit like he hit and
I'm talking about pitchers. I'm talking about pitchers only.
But what are we and the other thing is, what are we in terms of value? We're talking about the most valuable player to their team, and
that's what I'm saying. When you're only in 35 of 162 games,
are we saying the best player? Should we call it the best player in the league?
No, we should call it
because who brought more value to their team?
We should call it the most valuable position player, the MVP. Can we get the MVP award? The most valuable position player. MVP squared.
Thank God that we don't have to, we're debating this as if we needed to, because Ohtani didn't win it. Judge is your MVP. But if Judge wasn't your MVP, we were going to have this argument anyways.
Yes. Yeah. But there's people out there that think Ohtani should have been the MVP, which is really hard to fathom. Like, where do you come up with that? And a lot of them are fucking pitchers. They're not even, name me, I don't know. There might be some out there. I don't know. But name me a hitter that thinks Ohtani should be MVP.
Mike Trout, probably. Maybe.
I'm just, because you play on his team. But like,
most of the Angels players probably thought that.
Well, and their manager, like, oh, he's MVP. And I'm not trying to say what he does isn't special. That's what like really bugs me.
It's mind-boggling,
incredible
bro.
What he does, but he's just not the best at either. But he's the best at doing both.
He's the best. That's what I'm saying. It's such an unfair thing or like people. Well, he didn't.
So let's start making an Ohtani award.
He didn't.
We'll just give it to him until we get another person in there.
He didn't hit the best. He didn't pitch the best, but
he did both really well.
But nobody did either of those things.
I don't know. We had a lot of position players pitch this year.
Yeah,
we need to maybe look at their
what qualifies you for having enough pitching stats?
Well, I guess you have to qualify as a
dethrone.
Pitcher. But Ohtani didn't qualify as a pitcher last year. How about them apples?
He didn't?
No.
He pitched, what, 123 innings last year?
You have to have like 100 and he barely qualified this year. It's like last start gave it to him.
I don't know.
So, I mean, if you don't even qualify as a pitcher, are you really a pitcher?
I bet some people are just raging right now.
Great. And none will come at me.
No. Please feel free. Don't message me.
I've been waiting for three for how many years now?
3 years.
Almost 4?
Almost 4, yeah. Like, 3.5.
They talk about me, but
yeah. So I mean, I was pumped. I fist bumped.
Oh yeah.
I was excited. Happy. One, just obviously a Bulldog.
Oh yeah, they all came out. You know, all those Fresno State baseball fans came out.
Oh yeah,
you know, they filled the stadium for those Fresno State games. All those fucking
hey. But I mean that's cool.
Fake ass fans.
But it's in any sport though. You don't have to say baseball.
I know. I just like calling everybody out.
Yeah, I fist bumped, dude. I was excited for him. Go Dogs, all that. It was cool, man. It was really cool because he does it the right way. They both do. Ohtani's the same way. Like
he is.
You can't go wrong trying to emulate either's game.
Yes.
Same with like Trout.
Players say you can't go wrong giving them each other.
No, I think MVP was clearly judged in my opinion. I didn't even it wasn't even a hesitation for me. But I think, to follow in the footsteps of how those guys go about their business, you're not going to go wrong. In the free agent market has begun. Tyler Anderson is one of the new guys heading over to the Angels from the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers offered too, and he said nah. Kershaw returning to the Dodgers. Was interested to see how that was going to go. I think he's a 1-year deal there. Mm-hmm. The big one, like you mentioned, Rizzo back to the Yankees. Does that you're a firm believer Judge is going to be a Yankee?
Yes.
Not an argument for me.
Not for me, no.
So, again, we'll have to wait and see. There is some investigating going on into, I guess, how they have.
I heard they just gave him an offer.
But I'm saying the Mets, there were some contact issues going on prior to when teams were able to.
Oh, I don't know.
Start the free agency war in regards to Judge. And I think it was by the Yankees and by the Mets.
But the Yankees, that's his team. They should be allowed to talk to him whenever they want.
Once you hit free agency, he's no longer a member of the Yankees. Oh. So I don't believe they technically release you, right? I don't know how that, or not release you, but
I don't know.
That's the big one. But I mean, what are Yankees go? What are you going to go do? You need more than just Judge, I think. I think you need another arm.
DeGrom?
Do you go find one of these shortstops? Do you go get a Trey Turner? I'm still excited to see some of these moves because I don't know who's staying, who's going.
Who's the other shortstop?
There's a bunch. Correa. No, he signed his deal with the Twins.
I think that was fake.
Was it?
I think it was fake.
Oh, okay. I thought he did.
I saw something that he was still a free. I don't know. I thought it was fake. I saw it too, but then I saw his name on the free agency board.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I haven't looked since that. I thought that was it for him. When you got Dansby, you got Tim Anderson, Trey. Who else? I mean, there was a bunch. There's a bunch.
I don't know.
Does Dansby stay? Does Trey go?
Dansby's got to stay. He's from there. Gold Glove. I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I mean,
you got some pitchers out there. Again, Verlander. You think most of these guys are going to stay? They're just looking for more.
Yeah.
Very well could. I don't know.
I just don't know where else Verlander would want to go. Maybe the Angels. I don't know. Does Kate Upton want to do some more acting or?
Jock Peterson's staying with San Francisco.
That's awesome. Fucking stupid ass organization.
Yeah, there's not the big names are still out there. Free agents.
You know why they re-signed Jock, right? Because they have no shot at getting Judge. That's what it was.
Well, I think if you're gonna go spend on Judge, you need to fill the house with more stuff.
Jock ain't it.
I'm just saying that.
What are you filling the house with? Shit.
Where's Judge got a better opportunity to win now? Does Judge want to wait 3 years, 4 years to maybe win? Or do you stay where Cole's going to be there? You just picked up Rizzo. You don't lose much of the team.
Giancarlo's there. They seem pretty close.
There's more that the Yankees could go get. I think your best opportunity to win now is to stay with the Yankees.
Bader?
Yeah.
Is he back there?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that. Yeah, I would assume he probably will be. He had a decent little playoff run. But who knows? Who knows what Judge wants to do? I'm just excited for him to be MVP. I'm excited that he bet on himself and won big. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of guys can do that, and he did it. He does it the right way. It's hard. We've said it a million times. It's hard to not like that guy. You could be a fan of any other team and be like, "Damn, I want to hate him, but I can't hate him." There's nothing to hate.
Nope.
Other than maybe he's just good. He beats us. You know what I mean? Those reasons to hate somebody or hate a player.
Yeah. And when people say how can you get booed by your own fans? It's fucking New York, man.
It's a tough fan base.
It's New York. They're not always about, what you did for me during the season. They want to win championships. And it's when you get in the postseason, it's what have you done for me lately?
It's more of
they're going to boo you no matter what, because if I don't boo you, then I'm not a New York Yankee fan. If I don't let you know how we feel, I'm not a New York Yankee fan.
You kind of accept not winning.
Yeah, and they don't accept not winning.
It's hard to do. They haven't done it since 2009.
And I think as a player, you're just like, fuck, I'm not doing my job. And like we said, it's nothing against judges. They were burnt. I think they spent so much energy into him getting 62 that they were just mentally and physically drained.
Yeah, I listened to like starting 9 and hearing Jake Arrieta kind of like, bye. After the season that I just had and what I contributed to this team and organization, like a little struggle and you turn your, and I don't think it's turning your back.
It's they want to win.
Yeah,
they want to win. How many
But like Judge is not trying to.
No, he's not trying.
Not have a good postseason.
They're not, and they're not just booing him only. They're disappointed with not winning. They want to win. You know, when you talk about one of the greatest franchises ever in the history of baseball, it's the New York Yankees. Yes, sports, and they haven't won since 2009. They want to win. 1 in 20 years. So, and that's not the New York Yankees, right?
That's no.
When was the last time they were in the World Series?
Shit, I don't know.
Was it 2009? I think it was.
Might have been, yeah, because I think it was.
So, I'm not blaming the players and I'm not blaming the fans. I'm just saying the fans, they want to win just as bad as the players do.
Yeah, I think I've been saying I think he'll stay a Yankee. I hope he stays a Yankee. I want him to be the next captain. Don't
get me wrong. If those fans see him on the street or something, they're going to let him know how great of the season
he knows that too,
and all of that, you know. But and I was told this as a player by a coach. It's what have you done for me lately? I don't care what you did for me last year. I don't care what you did for me last week. What have you done for me lately? That's why we tell our players when we coach, you have to go game by game, pitch by pitch. It doesn't, what you did yesterday, 0 for 4, 4 for 4, means fucking nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm sorry, but the fan base is holding you accountable for that. And yeah, is it shitty getting booed? I'm sure it is. By your own fans that supposedly love you? Yeah, I'm sure it is. But, you know, I think they care. And they want to win just as bad as you guys do. And I don't think...
Well, because players come and go.
Yeah.
And then that's their team. That's their town. That's their organization. Like you said, one of the best in the world. Like you said, as of today, no big free agent moves yet.
No, the Mariners got the Blue Jays guy. Teoscar.
Yeah, and
that was huge.
And they traded Kyle Lewis to Arizona.
Really?
And got a catcher, I believe. So.
Yeah, I would have got a catcher too. Fucking Raleigh batting under 200.
Hey, he came on late, bro. Came on late. What have you done for me lately? Came on late. So we'll keep an eye on that. I don't know if we'll be able to get much more this Thanksgiving week, but happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Enjoy the time with family. I love it.
I hate it.
I'm a big fan. Really? It's like one of my favorites, man.
It's the worst holiday.
Why am I not surprised? Again, go follow the podcast on Twitter at Hit.Or.Die Podcast, on Instagram at Hit.Or.Die, TikTok at Hit.Or.Die. Hit subscribe here on YouTube. If you're listening, make sure you're downloading the podcast, whether it's Spotify, iTunes, or Spreaker. We just thank everybody for the support still. More shows to come. And that is another episode of the Hit or Die podcast.
Hit or Die.